Joseph, I'm getting dog root error.
You're getting an error? Okay, let me jump over and take a look at your error you're getting.
It says class web app expects a value for parameter dog root on node manoj.labs.v.pn.
Okay, let's take a look. Can I retrieve catalog? Let me get my glasses on here. Where did my glasses go? There they are. Error while evaluating resource statement class web app. Oh, so it's saying that the parameter doc root needs to be set and it's not being set. So it expects something to be passed in. So we hit.
Okay, in init.pp, I believe.
Yeah, so let me jump over to yours.
The second line.
So
yeah,
this one here. So if it's like this, and you do your classification in your enterprise console, under the parameter, you have to put something because, and the reason being, and this will lead up to data separation next, as is just like this, it expects value to either be passed in from the classifier, be it the enterprise console or your site.pp, however you're declaring it, or it expects there to be some HIRA data for it. So that's why it's doing that. So you have to pass in some kind of information for it. Okay.
okay. So let me pass the values in the parameters in the classification.
Mm-hmm. Something with this is awesome. I'm going to change this up. Class WordPress.
Yep, done, Joseph. It's working after adding the values.
Okay, cool. That. Let's say include. I'm going to change mine around a bit because, well, Yeah, I'm going to change mine around just a tad. And I hope this is going to work, because thinking this logically through for me, if we are setting or allowing the doc root to be set by someone else, instead of taking our own default, well, we need to be able to tell WordPress where its install directory is supposed to be, because it should be in the document root. Well, by default, if I remember correctly, let me come up here, WordPress, oh, if I remember right, Hunter WordPress defaults to the user source location. Let me verify. init.pp install. Oh, it goes into the opt WordPress. Well, that's not going to be where our doc root is it? So we need to have the installer tell it to install wherever the doc root is. And so that's what I've done here. So I'm simply saying include web app. That will allow me to grab the parameters here, $doc root. And we needed to set one for the app name. Okay. Now, with this, we get to set our doc root. So this here can be changed to $doc root. This would change to $app name. And yeah. All right, so let me explain to you what's going on here. We are setting a parameterized class. We expect doc root to be passed in somehow via the enterprise console, via your site.pp, somewhere. You have to pass in doc root.
Don't you
App
need
name
to
we're
specify
setting.
the data type?
We can. I'm shortcutting it. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. String. We'll go ahead and do that. Usually in my classroom environments, I usually don't specify that just for shortness of time. But yes, you should always do your data type validation. So we're expecting an app name to be web app. And then we're going to set it behind the HA proxy balance member. Okay. Now, when it inherits the web app or the web app params, let me open that one up. It is testing the operating system, and it's by default setting it to var html. Okay. So we should get that information brought in here. And so by default, the doc root should be set to that. Okay, like I said, should. So let's go ahead and save this and commit that one as well. Deploy. And then I will classify this. All right. Configuration. What is this? Web app. Add that class. Let's remove this one and database and Let's hit the commit, refresh. Come on, database. Thank you. There it is. So doc root. Now, here's the interesting thing of this. Even even though and let me explain this one because this one gets people lost. We're saying to inherit all the parameters for the web app params, right? Let's take a look at this. Factor os.family returns Red Hat. So this logically is setting docroot to var www HTML, right? However, we are setting a local variable called docroot. We're not telling it what it's supposed to be equal to. Now, if I were to come in here and say docroot like this, it expects it, and I'll tell you this right now, as a shortcut, this is saying that it expects data to be passed in one of three places: the site manifest for declaration, your Puppet Enterprise Console, or, and this is king, it expects it to come in from Hira, not the params.pp file. Okay? If I want to take it as a default to whatever happens to be in the params file, then I would have to come in here and say equals $web app params docroot. Okay. Now, if I did that, then it can take it from not only the params class, but it can take it from Hira, it can take it from the site.pp, and it can take it from the enterprise console. Which is why when Manesh ran his, it failed. It gave the error saying, hey, I expect some value here. I didn't get it, right? That's why. Okay. So you can do something like this if you're going to have that, but with the Hira 5, this is pretty much going to go away. So we're just going to leave this as $docroot, and I can pass in information over here under my classification instead. Configuration, docroot, and I'm going to put /var www. That's where I want it. Add that parameter, commit that change. Now, when I run this, assuming, of course, I don't have any typos.
Well, the parameter shouldn't be var www HTML.
No, I can make it anything I want.
Okay.
That doesn't matter. So you can see here, it's going through, it's installing the Apache, it configured it, it started it up, it modified the http.conf file, set the doc root and all that good stuff for us. It, come on, where's my... So there's the Apache service. There's the vhost. Where is... Did I miss it, or am I just blind? I'm not seeing WordPress in that. Oh. ls/var www. There it is. I do not see WordPress. Glass WordPress. Install dir docker.
I think we didn't mention the install path, like where it should be installed. Here you are mentioning the doc root.
Well, that's where it's supposed to install it to. WordPress is just a tar file that gets extracted into the HTML directory. And this the install dir is telling it where to go. So for some reason, it did not grab WordPress. Let me rerun this. No, that is not the WordPress. Interesting. Where is my WordPress? You definitely did not get installed. Why not? Let's take a look. So we're telling it here that it inherits the web apps param. Okay. We're saying include MySQL Server, include Apache, PHP. The vhost is obviously getting set. This is getting exported. We come over here, we're telling it to include the web app. So that's where it's going to get doc root. And then we say class WordPress. Why are you not getting WordPress?
In the class, did we included the WordPress? I think so. Do we need to add the class also for WordPress particularly?
Hold
On
on.
the Puppet DB.
We're setting, it's not WordPress we're setting. We're listening to the app name. Listening service. No, this is for the listening service. Oh, you know what I think I did? I did. I said web app, not WordPress. Oops. Told you guys, typos. That's going to be the death of me one day. All right. Now it should install that. Essentially what I was doing, if I'm correct, was I was telling it to go to the wrong balance member. And so it wasn't doing it. Well, maybe. Still didn't install it. Why not? Come on. I'm going to try something. I just want to see. Do that. I was thinking maybe it was listening to the wrong service. Let me re-update this, because that should be web app. All right, redeploy. Why are you not grabbing my WordPress? That's going to bug me. was going to do a debug and see what's going on, but it's not even getting it. So okay, so it did get the updated.
Yeah, Joseph, I think we need to add one more class in that Puppet DB WordPress. Then it will install. We added only web app, right? So we need to add WordPress also in the Puppet DB. The class
No.
Facilitation.
Yeah, after adding that, it is working for me.
Oh, you're right. We're not calling it. Well, duh. That's what was going on. I'm going nuts over here like, what? And I totally missed that one. Usually that's one of the very first things that I do is say include that in the class file. And I totally biffed that. Okay, that looks better. What did I forget? Huh? I got an error on my site.pp. I haven't touched my site.pp. $18 hours ago, and I've ran that many times. Oh, site web. I'm going blind. Ignore me. So there's an error, line 22.
In that init.pp. So instead of just remove this, then we can.
Double colon.
Double colon.
See, if I was on my command line, I would not have missed that because of my color highlighting. And also, if I'm on my command line before I write or before I exit the file, I always do a Puppet parser validate. But being in the web GUI, you have to copy, paste it over, and yeah. Ugh. Okay, that looks better. Although it did not get, it did it in opt WordPress. Oh, what's going on here? Did I not tell it? Include web app. I wonder. I should have been able to do that with that. Maybe I do have to do the inherits. Instead of an include on that one. Let's see. That's the fun thing about little changes to this. Sometimes while I'm saying include and it should get that variable, it's not treating it as a local variable. So if I inherit web apps, that means I'm getting all the variables that are assigned to it, including doc routes. So deploy. Update to the correct location, please. Aha, there we go. Yay! It went to the right location that time. So even though I had the include of it, it wasn't actually inheriting the variable from it. So I had to do it, change it to an inherits instead. And then that started working right. So now I should be able to do, let's see. Oh. HTTP. Yep, doc root is set to there. Okay, good. All right, so I can simply do hello, Amazon. There we go. Oh, no, that's interesting. Why is it still showing the old location? Oh, hmm? Oh. I'm running the Puppet Gojo, not. I haven't done this one in a while. There we go. Okay, now that's weird. I've got all the files in location, so why is that not showing up my index.html for this? Uh, It's not getting the correct location for some reason. Oh, no, that's a weird one. That is weird. Okay. Looks like I might have. Anybody else getting their MySQL or their blog actually up and running? Yeah, see, I'm getting a not found. It's not finding the correct location here. I wonder if we have broken something in our lab. So we're telling it where the doc root is. It's installing everything in the doc root, but for some reason Apache isn't picking it up. It thinks, because if you do this, it finds it, but that's the list of like the, what is that, user share.
Joseph, what I am suspecting, like, you see, the port is right, what we said. So we can change it to 8080 or else something like that. Because the port 80 is also used for the Puppet factory. So that may be the reason.
Well, no, so that, okay, so what's happening here is it is going to this port for port 80, and you're saying the Puppet factory. However, we were doing port forwarding for it. So it knows to go to this port on port 80 for that Docker container. Oh, see, and it should be going here, but something's busted with it. It is showing where it's supposed to be, but for some reason, the Docker container isn't updating it to the right location, and I don't know why. So, and what I'm thinking is it still somehow thinks that it's in user share HTTP when it's actually not, which is why I told it to do the stop and restart. So, looks like I get to present another bug. Maybe maybe Apache updated something. I don't know. It happens sometimes in our labs. But you can see it actually installs everything where it's supposed to. Because if you look, I told it that my doc root is supposed to be in var www, and I am actually in var www, right? And my WordPress installed into said doc root. Now we can test that. We can change, and let's edit and change this to HTML just for giggles. Commit. Agent-T. Yeah, even the virtual host configuration showed it to be in that location, right? So if we come back and cat /etc httpd conf.d 10, see, it's still updating this, right? This used to say var www, now it says var www html. So let's cd /var www html. There's all the WordPress stuff again. So let's try. That time it sees it. I don't know, maybe something crunted the first time that I ran it, but there it is now. Puppet Factory link. Although this still comes up busted. Go figure. Go figure. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Why? I mean, but you can see I can pass any doc root that I want into this. Edit, and let's make this instead of HTML, pirate. Commit, deploy. Oh, yeah, I don't have to deploy. And here it goes again, updating everything to that pirate. See, change the configuration from var www HTML to var www pirate. Okay. So if I do this links again, there it is. Right? It's still coming up. So I don't know why it didn't work that first time. It should have. All the stuff was there. And if you notice, there's that var www pirate, there's that var www HTML. So yeah, I don't know why it bombed out that first time, but you can see it is accepting our parameter. It is inheriting the classes, right, to do the updates. And I'll play around with this. I'll fire up a new, before I kill this system off, I will create a new Docker container and run through this one more time from scratch and see if I can reproduce that. If I can, then I will submit a bug. If not, then maybe it was something I did. I don't know, maybe. Anyway, any questions on this? You guys see where your doc roots are getting created and your WordPress getting installed in there? Yes, no? Okay. Alrighty then. That'll be it for this. We will hit our data separation or our Hira. What do you guys say we go ahead and take our 10 o'clock break before we start into Hira? And then when we get back, we'll hit Hira. We'll do architecting modules and roles and profiles. Then we'll break for lunch. And when we get back, we'll talk about module testing and let you work on that aspect of it. So let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break and we'll get started with that.